Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. We're going to be doing a marriage Q&A / how we met part 2.
On this one, we're going to go a little bit more into some of our favorite things to do, and it's not necessarily how we met, but we're kind of going into our relationship on this one.
So we have 12 questions that we're going to be answering so you can get to know us a little bit more.
All right, let's get into it. All right, first question is, if you were to go shopping for clothing and shoes for your spouse as them, what would they pick?
You go first.
No, you go. Go ahead. I asked a question.
What would they pick? For sure, you have to get some type of plaid or striped button-down shirt or polo shirt. For sure, number one. I'm going to say 3 things.
I just said, don't give a...
Okay.
I said clothing and shoes.
Okay. And for shoes, a basic color. It has to be black and white or all white. No kind of color.
Keep it simple.
Because you can't coordinate it that great.
No, it got match.
So, either a button-down plaid shirt or a striped polo.
And then for her, it'll be a flyaway. Anything that flows in the wind, a cover up. It'll be her to go.
It's called a kimono.
It's called a flyaway. Anything that flies in the wind, anything that she could put over her outfit and cover up, that'd be one. And she would also have anything with platform. So if it was a wedge, it had to be a wedge with platform. No skinny heels. And then it will be sneakers. Something with sparkles. And I think
he was like a elderly.
No, you dress nice, and anything from Fashion Nova, almost anything. But whatever she buys, she's gonna put up for at least 2 years before she actually wears it. So,
next question.
What are some of the changes of being married versus being single and living together?
Go ahead.
So being single and living together versus being married. I think one of the biggest changes is I can't just leave. I could say I'm gonna leave, but I really have to come back because there's a lot invested into it. There's paper and pretty much the cost of it. But other than that, I would say the biggest difference is the commitment to the relationship. Meaning now that we're kind of in it for the long haul compared to just being single. I think it's more of an investment into the marriage. I would say the biggest change is the commitment. What about you?
For me, like you said, okay, you can't just leave. But knowing that it's somebody else you have to keep in mind when making decisions. Right. It's something that you can't do when you're married compared to when you're single. When you're single, you could just do whatever you want. It's just you. But now when you're married, you have to keep in consideration the other person, and you have to discuss things with them before you make certain decisions. Right.
I think everything after you get married is like when you're single, you still could have your bank accounts. I get my money, she have her money. Mm-hmm. But after you get married, it's kind of beneficial to put the money together, and everybody is able to look at it. We have a joint account. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of people would disagree with that, but I think a joint account is always good because you know exactly where the money is going. Question number 3. Do you think it is important to know and understand your identity before you get married?
Can we go first?
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's very important because I think that you need to know who you are as an individual first before you get with somebody else. And also, I don't want a half a man. So I need you to be whole, and I need to be whole, and then we could kind of come together and figure things out and work together as a team. So yes, you do need to know who you are as a person. Learn yourself. Take the time to learn yourself. Learn the things that you need, the things that you want or what you like. Just focus on you more before going into a relationship, because then you're gonna feel like you always need validation from that partner.
For me, I agree with everything she says, but I didn't learn that until after I got married. Now, I'm not saying I went into the marriage being a half a person, but we always used to say 50-50. It's not really 50-50. It's really 100%, 100%.
Right.
So, you learn that I learned that after I got into the marriage, because you have to know who you are, the things that I don't need the validation for somebody else to be like, okay, well, this is good. I was good before we got into the marriage. So I think if you know who you are, but after you get into the marriage, even if you are 100%, I know everything about myself, this is who I am, you go into it 100%, but then you have to learn how to take your 100% and cater to your spouse, and the spouse do the same to you, where it doesn't become a division of you saying, well, I know who I am, this is the way I've always done things, and now that I'm coming into the relationship, I'm gonna still do things the way I used to or always used to do stuff. So being 100% doesn't mean you're gonna be a bully 100%. It means you just know who you are, and now you're able to transition into the husband or wife that you need to be.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. You think it makes sense? Okay. All right. So number 4, how do you keep the relationship spicy?
Oh God.
Be naked. Just come and be naked. I'll say our third child. No, well, second child. Well, no, stimulate my mind first. Like, for my wife, for her being sexy is washing the dishes, cooking, and I learned that after the fact.
You're so sexy when you're doing chores and helping out in the house. Yes.
I don't know if it's a gimmick.
Ain't a gimmick. It's the truth.
I don't know if it's a gimmick or not, but I know washing the dishes and taking care of the baby, or when she's sleepy, taking care of the baby, holding it is some about that turns on.
Don't talk about cooking food and holding the baby at the same time, or you fine then.
Yeah.
I don't know. Get some tonight.
It could be a gimmick, but I fall for it.
So our second child, I got pregnant because I was a stripper that night. So you have to find different ways to spice it up.
5th question: who makes the final decision in our relationship?
We both do.
The final decision, 9 times. Well, I would say most of the time we always discuss it, and then we come to a common agreement. We kind of, she has to. I can make a decision, but my wife has to be okay with it, and she makes a decision, but she makes sure I'm okay with it. Yeah. So we kind of both do make the final decision on in the relationship. And if it comes to dealing with our kids, we would hold the same opinion and go behind closed doors and discuss stuff. And if something needs to change, we both come out with the same opinion rather than discussing it in front of the kids. So we try to hold a united front, and then we make a final decision for what's, our decisions are made off of what's best for our family and how we could not inconvenience the other person. How do you overcome the challenges of being a blended family? This is a question that you should be answering.
Oh, me?
Yeah, so.
Okay. So I have a bonus daughter. That's what I like to say. Bonus daughter.
Bonus, okay.
When I met him, he had a child from a previous relationship. So I was a stepmom for a long time, at a pretty young age. And being a blended family is not easy, but I feel like if everybody is on the same page, it can work. If everybody is willing to communicate, it can work. And if everybody is willing to be adults about the situation and focus on the child, it could be easy. So it has its ups and downs, but at the end of the day, my marriage is important.
Right.
My marriage comes first, and we can't let anything come between our marriage period at the end of the day. Your thoughts?
I would say the challenges, overcome the challenges. One of the things that I used to always say was my daughter. Like, this is such and such, this is my daughter. I had to catch myself and find out that I was putting her on I was putting a division between my daughter and her. So I would always say, that's, if I introduce her, I'd be like, yeah, and these are our kids and this is my daughter. So I started noticing that I would put her in a category by herself and then have my family. one is not fair to her, and then two is not fair to my wife, because my wife cares about her as if she's her own child. When we first met, honestly, that's the reason why I fell in love with Naeshia, because my daughter, she was like 4 or 5, and she took so much to Naeshia that people thought that was Naeshia's daughter. So for the most part, that's really one, and the way that they used to hang out together and they used to be around each other.
Still do.
Right. Mm-hmm. And that was the biggest thing that got me falling in love with Naeshia. But as far as overcoming the challenges, I would say that, like Naeshia was saying, communication, everybody being adults, incorporating my daughter, instead of saying my daughter, be like our daughter when we introduce her. And it's not easy because there are challenges, but that'll be we'll go into that
in another
video. We'll go into a little more details about the blended family. But blended family, you need to make sure that the communication is open, and you need to make sure that everybody is they feel as one. Like I try not to make my daughter feel like, okay, well, because I'm in another relationship, you're the outsider. Right. No, I want you to be a part of what we're going on here. Is one when we move, we move as a unit. So I try to incorporate that. But like I said, we'll go into that on another video.
Yes.
So we go on to the next question, which is question number 7. How do you balance your relationship with young kids? Wine.
I need a bottle of wine.
It's difficult. It's difficult. We don't have a lot of immediate family here that we have friends and stuff, but we don't. Everybody's busy. So to say we have date nights and all that stuff, a lot of times we utilize the gym. Sometimes we might get a babysitter. We might leave them with family members every now and then. But
when you say utilize the gym,
well,
our gym, the gym that we go to,
they have a date night.
They have a date night,
right?
Like, so we could send the kids there, and then we could go out on date night. Or sometimes we'll do a date, but during the day,
right?
Like he would take time off from work, and we'll go and have a date.
Right. So we have to learn how to kind of work around the availability of when we could have someone to watch the kids. So a lot of times we might have, instead of a date night, we might have a date day. And when we do have the opportunity to have a date night, we do take it. So it's challenging. It's challenging, but that's our balance. Or we go out a lot as a family.
As a family, yeah.
And
we're still trying to figure it out.
We still figuring it out.
More date nights.
Yeah. So one of the other things we do is we send the kids upstairs. They go to bed, and we just have a date night here in the house. We cook sometimes, yeah, yes. Sometimes. So that works. Who is question number 8? Who's the better cook? I teach her how to cook. I taught her how to cook.
No, you didn't.
So I taught her how to cook.
Did you really tell me how to cook?
I did. You couldn't cook when we first met.
Chama, you never taught me how to cook. Are you serious?
Yes, I.
What did you teach me how to cook?
Everything.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. If that's where you are going.
So now she's a better cook because she has perfected the cooking. Hands down, I would rather have her food than go to a restaurant. One of the reasons why we do go out to eat a lot is, well, not a lot, but we do go out to eat is because we're so busy that we didn't have a chance to cook. But I would prefer to have her food over going out to a restaurant.
But you didn't teach me how to cook, though.
I did. I planted the seed.
Okay.
But she's definitely the better cook. What is your favorite dish to cook?
I don't know.
What's yours?
Baked macaroni.
Mine used to be baked macaroni and cheese, and then Naeshia came up.
Stew chicken.
Yours, yeah. Her stew chicken is a bomb. Stew chicken with potato salad, is a bomb. Well, even our mac and cheese. Anything with stew chicken with mac and cheese. I used to cook mac and cheese. I retired. Naeshia came up with a new recipe, and literally put my mac and cheese to shame. So
to the side.
Yeah, so I don't even bring it up no more. I ask her for her recipe and I cook that. So my favorite dish to cook is her mac and cheese.
Which is still
now what we want to do, we probably gonna do a cooking video too, so we could teach y'all or show y'all how she does it. But she puts her foot in it. So yeah. Question number 10. How do you support one another without dominating and still focusing on your individual goals and dreams?
Go ahead.
How do you support one another? We go 100% for each other and their seasons. When I say seasons, what I mean is there are seasons when I have to back off and focus on Naeshia's goal or her dreams. And we always focus on each other's dreams. But there are seasons where I would back down and I would just go 100% focusing on whatever it is she wants to do. Whether it be her creating a business, a blog, now this YouTube. We focus on one another's goal one at a time. We know what we know what we want to do, but we would focus on one goal. In my career path, one of the things I wanted to do was be promoted and move up within the organization. And Naeshia stood behind me and was able to allow me to move up and progress in the organization. So she would make sure she did what she had to do, encourage me, and just give me all the tools I needed to advance. And I think I would say I do the same for her, but she could answer for that. And not to dominate. Sometimes it becomes difficult because when you're chasing after your own dreams or your own goal, you kind of do dominate.
You forget about
the other person. Not intentionally, but you do forget about, because you're chasing after, or you could see where you're going, and sometimes you got to drag the other person along, and they're focusing on their dreams. So it's definitely having a lot of conversations, sitting down, talking to one another, expressing how I feel. But right now you're making me feel like I'm an outsider. So Naeshia, your part.
Okay, so for me, what was the question again?
The question was, the question is, how do you support one another without dominating and still focusing on your individual goals and dreams?
I think at the end of the day, realizing that we're a team and that we both will benefit from the decisions that we make, whether if it's me backing up a little bit and letting him focus on his career and moving up to the next level and supporting him, or vice versa, whether he's the one that's stepping down or slowing down a little bit to help support my goals and my dreams, understanding that we're a team and not forgetting each other in the midst of going after our goals. I think that's my thing.
Okay. All right. And 11, name one thing others may not know about your spouse.
You're petty.
She's a freak. She is freaky.
Oh my god.
Yes. Yes.
Are you petty?
Yes. How, me?
You petty?
When I want to be. I can be very petty.
Oh my god.
But yes, she is a freak. In every sense. Last question. Which is 12. If we were to be on a deserted island, name 3 things your spouse would bring.
You go first.
No, you go. Go ahead.
Your phone for sure. Your computer, your phone, your laptop. What else? Your phone, your laptop. And something to shave or shape up your head.
Okay. And Naeshia will be her bonnet, her do-rag or her hair bonnet, her hair bonnet, her skincare,
and a flyaway.
No, she wouldn't do the flyaway. She'll have her phone because she have to get YouTube. she go search, how do you still look fly? So those are 12 questions. This would end our.
You are so petty.
This is going to end our Q&A
Part two
for this session. If y'all see how Naeshia's face looks right now, we thank you for the makeup artists that help us out. We're gonna put the description.
We're gonna tag her.
We're gonna tag her and put her information below so you can see it.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video with your friends, with your family members. Share it, please. We'll see you guys on the next video.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Down for the long run now. Red Corvette and my drop top down. Calling up my digits in my Motorola, and I'm speeding like I robbed someone. Falling and I'm a whip, yeah. Out in Fairfax going hard.